Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's May the 5th, 2023, and mail week. A lot of mail came in. Even a good number of official Postcrossing postcards arrived this week too, which means probably I will have a few that I can send off again, because I believe I've been getting a few messages saying that my postcards are arriving at their destinations, which is fantastic. I know some people are complaining that their mail is a bit slow getting from one place to another. Luckily, I think mine is coming in at a pretty decent pace, so I'm happy about that. I'm going to start with the official Postcrossing postcards as I normally do, but first I'm going to say, if you like what I'm putting out here, please subscribe, like, leave me comments, and share with other people that you know would enjoy it as well. The more people watching, the better. And tomorrow, I'm just going to give this a plug, is my first of the month question and answer video. So all of the people that have sent in responses for my April question, I'm going to show the ones that I've received so far, and I'm going to do it with my parents. So I think it's going to be a pretty special video, so make sure you tune in for that. All right, let's get into today's mail. The first one is this Legoland card, and I'm just going to show the card. I'm not going to talk anything about where it came from or who sent it, as per their request. Also, I'm not going to show the stamps on it just because I'm not going to show anything about the back. Some people say they don't want their stuff put on YouTube, so I got to respect that. So I just showed the card as far as it's full Legoland card. All right, my next official one comes from Germany, and it's this Swan card. And I believe it's Sasha maybe that is sending it. It's very hard to read the writing for me, and I think it might have even gotten a little bit wet along the way, but I'm going to show you the stamp. And thank you so much for sending this to me. The next one comes from the United States. It comes from Louisiana in the south. And this comes from Tanya. And she says that she's watched a couple episodes of my stuff on YouTube. So thank you so much for doing that. And she says they have a pastor that comes down from Ontario. So she would like to get up to see Canada at some point. She says it's fully springtime there. The birds are out. The flowers are in bloom. And it's nice outside. Here it is a little bit colder today. It's going to get up there a little bit more, but it's the first day we haven't had rain in a while, so that's kind of nice. And I do have my tulips outside that are popping up. They're not in bloom yet, but they're getting there. She says she has a sister who has a hedgehog as well, and the name of their hedgehog is Miss Puffins. What a great name. He says, do you have any favorite Canadian dishes you like to eat or cook? In the summer it's lobster. I've got to have lobster rolls or get some lobsters and have a feast. That's what I like to do. And she finishes her card by saying, laissez les bons temps rouler, or let the good times roll, as they like to say there in Louisiana. So thank you so much, Tanya, for that. And that's the stamp, the forever stamp. My next official one comes from the Czech Republic. I'm going to put this card out. It's kind of a cute card. You can see all the different fish there and their different outfits, different jobs that they're doing. And she says he's sending this beautiful greetings from the Czech Republic, and that's all I say. This comes from Lenka, so thank you for that. And there is the stamp. And then I have another one here. This one comes from Russia. We have a nice sunset or sunrise over the lake. It says, I hope this card brings you a little warmth. We are getting a little warmth now, and she asked what pets we have. Well, we have a hedgehog named Polo, and she put a cat sticker on hers, so perhaps she has a cat. There are the Russian stamps. And she also put a quote on there that says, now every day is unforgettable. Now he rides on curtains, then he will turn over all the flowers, then he will drop everything from the table. It sounds like a mischievous cat is what they have going on. So thank you, Samara from Russia, for that. My next official postcard is a Doctor Who postcard. So there's the Doctor with the companions. And this comes from Margaret. She says, greetings from sunny but cool Sydney, Australia. She loves Doctor Who and has been watching it from the start. Her favorite are the Doctor and Donna storyline. Very good storyline indeed. And there is the stamp. So thank you, Margaret, for that. It's nice to find kindred spirits who like Doctor Who. All right, this next card comes from Austria, and it looks like he's from Vienna, Austria, and the artist of this is Gustav Klimt. He was from 1862 to 1918 and is a very famous Austrian painter. So there are the stamps. So it looks like it comes from Jeff, is the person, or Geoff. Thank you for that. That's it for the official ones. Let me show you some of the friend mail that's come in. I'm going to start with this one because it comes from our friend Lewis, who is having a birthday today. I don't know if he wants me to say how old he's turning, so I'm just going to say happy birthday, Lewis. And I know many other people that get cards from you will be well wishing you. If they haven't done it already through Instagram, we'll probably do it on this video. So here we have a Dungeons and Dragons card. I sent this one to him, so he sent it back because we have the same grouping of postcards. And there's the United Arab Emirates stamp, as Lewis is from Dubai. He's got some Star Wars stuff on there, which is perfect because yesterday was May the 4th. And he sent another one. He sent this Batman card. Well, it's actually Batgirl protesting Batman unfair to Batgirl, and the comic book cover there. On the back, we have these great stamps and the Batman and Robin. There's Lego Robin there. So thank you so much, Lewis, for those great cards, and hopefully you have a fantastic birthday. The next card is a maxi card, and it comes from Jilly B, Living Your Life Her Way. Here we have a Robin Hood card and the matching stamp on it. And then she's put on the back, she's got another stamp. We've got the unicorn. We've got a little bit of water damage in there, but I still get the gist of what Jilly was saying, that the weather is very nice and the grass and things are starting to go green. So thank you, Jilly, for that. Check out her channel. All right, my next one is a vintage card. It's a little bit smaller card here, and this comes from Kyler in Prince Edward Island. He said this is part of the Woodley's replicas, which has a new owner, and it was announced this week that they plan on building a 100-room hotel here and use the grounds as a venue for weddings and etc. So it has to wait to see if it actually comes to fruition, but would be a nice addition. So this is Scottish traditions inherited from the early settlers on a strong on Prince Edward Island. This miniatures among the Woodley PEI is Denvigan Castle, ancestral home of the MacLeods, opened in 1964 by Dame Flora, clan chieftain. Kilted members of the island's Lovett Scots pipe band visited the castle and replica each summer, emulating the role of the hereditary pipers of long ago. So that's what it's saying here in miniature form. Thank you, Kyler. And the next one comes from Kathy. And we have this card, which is very unusual, which she says, she heard that I like unusual cards. I do. This is, comes from, well, Kathy's in Ontario, Canada, but this is from Washington, D.C., or Washington State. And it's the mythical fish god named Dagon allows his raft anchor to wander off into another dimension. A few billion years go by, Dagon finds himself at a popular resort. The bottle of mineral water he has purchased contains a secret message that reveals the location of his long-lost anchor. The hypnotic ship's wheel conjures a whirlpool, and the missing iron snag emerges from the vortex prepared by new depths. All right, so that's all the stuff. That's written at the top. That's not what Kathy wrote to me. That's just explaining what this card is doing. So very strange, but cool. I do like different cards, so thank you so much for that. She wasn't done though. She decided she was going to send me a different card, not necessarily in image, but in shape. Look how big this card is compared to the last one she sent. So here we have, well, let's put it the right way up. A game of baseball. We've got flowers and things, and a really good shape. Going through the machines and things. Or maybe it was kept out of the machines, didn't get chewed up. But she says her tulips are almost open. but a dandelion is already been spotted on her lawn. So that's a good sign of spring, and they must be having nice weather if the dandelions are already popping up. There are the stamps that she's used on those 2 cards. Those are the 2 that came out as a set, and you actually get these stickers when you order the stamps as well. So thank you for that. The next card comes from Luna in Italy. Here is the arch from her town, where everyone goes through every day to go to work, to go to school. And she said she wanted to show the main square of her town with the arch. So there are 22,000 people in her town. Says, hope you'll have a happy Easter holiday. So that's how long ago. This was sent April the 6th, so we're getting it about a month later. So thank you, Luna, for that. And look at the beautiful Italian stamps on there. Really enjoy that. Thank you, Luna. Now, the next card comes from Renee Lewis. And I say Renee Lewis full name because that's the name of her YouTube channel. If you go check her stuff out. This is an Easter card. She had a busy semester as she's a professor at university. So she was a little bit later sending her Easter cards, but that's all right. I don't mind getting them later. They're very cute. On the back, here are the aquatic life stamps. Thank you, Renee. All right, we have another YouTuber that sent me a card. This one is Smokey. So Snail Mail with Smokey, who's in Wisconsin in the United States, sent me this card. He'd received a bunch of these cards not too long ago, and I just made mention in passing that I really like this. This is a postman in his vehicle, and he is on the Faroe Islands. So kind of nice to see another fellow postie doing his job. And there are the stamps. Smokey said the day he sent this, they were having a bit of a snowstorm again. So I'm glad to hear, watching his channel, that the snow is starting to go away as well, and he's having more spring-like conditions. All right, this next one is a homemade card, and it comes from Amber in Missouri. And this is a local pop that they have. They said they're known for their root beer, but peach pop is the one that she prefers. So I would love to try that. I'm a big fan of different pops and sodas from all over the place. I really like root beer because it's one that's not caffeinated. So it's kind of nice to have those things. I think I've had peach pop before, but not 100% sure. So one day, if I come across it, either if I'm in St. Louis, I'll get a chance to have it, or if it is sold elsewhere too, I'll give it a try. So thank you, Amber, for that. There is the stamp. Appreciate it very much. This next card comes from Cara, who is in Washington on the west coast of the United States. And Cara said her and her family got a chance to go to Seattle's aquarium and see the otters playing away. They're very playful, fun to watch. We've got some otters here at our local zoo as well, and they're always a hoot to see playing around, laying on their back, and playing with whatever toys happen to be in their enclosure as well. All right, this next card comes from Jessie, and she is in Puerto Rico. She makes her own cards, so that's what makes these extra special. We've got a glossy finish, we've got a hedgehog, we've got Easter eggs on his head, but showing all sorts of signs of spring with the flowers that are there. So thank you, Jessie, for that. And there are the stamps that Jessie's put on there, some cute love stamps with the cat and the kitten and the puppy. This next one comes from Netherlands. It's a Tausendschen postcard, and it's a Dutch Tausendschen edition. She says she really likes these type of postcards, as do I. And her favorite place to see windmills is in Kinderdijk, which is Kinderdijk. It's a UNESCO site. So beautiful, and it's 19 miles long. Oh no, so it's beautiful, and it has 19 windmills at it. So thank you, Billy, for this. And here are the stamps. Always nice to have people to trade with around the world. This next one is another one of those ones that asked to trade for the first time. This comes from Amber, and she's in France. A nice blue cat card delivering the mail with his mice companions along the way. No animosity between them. They seem to be getting along well. And it says, hugs and kisses for Polo from her cat mice bag. There are the stamps. Really like the hedgehog stamp there. But these ones are nice as well. Thank you, Amber, for the first of maybe many trades. All right, this next card was a bit of a mystery. We have these mice playing along this clothesline or something. Pretty cute card. It comes from the Czech Republic. I was having a hard time reading it. It looks like it comes from Michele. But I think maybe the weather has gotten in the way and has messed up the message a little bit. There is the stamp. This goes in this direction. So thank you. If you sent this card to me, leave me a note in the message just so I can see exactly who it's come from. I would really appreciate it. All right, this next card comes from Sean. He lives in British Columbia, but he said he was up in Whitehorse in February, so he picked up a few cards along the way. He said the highlight of his trip is always seeing wild bison and the amazing scenery. This is Double G Service, which is in Moncton Lake, BC. Has RV, camping, restaurants, bakery, gas, propane, diesel, licensed mechanic, an RV repair shop, dump station, 24-hour towing, open year-round. There we go. Nice black and white card. And there's the stamp that Sean used. So thank you. All right, this next one is a first day issue card. There's the envelope. So you can see the fantastic cancellation mark on it. The stamp, always a shame when I've got to cut open the top of the envelope and not leave it in 100% condition, but there was something inside. So in order to get it, that's something, I had to open it. Let me just peel out the contents here. So this comes from Carl in Austria, and he wanted to thank me for the cards that I had. This is the Kampabahn, is a local railway in the Lower Austria near the river Kamp. So spelling is Kamptalbahn. Kamptalbahn. Cool railroad. And it kind of matches that too. A railway themed postcard and postage stamp. So thank you, Carol. Always nice getting something from you. This next one, also from Austria, comes from Christian. They seem to send cards at the same time. This one I thought was very fitting for what's going on. This is the 169th anniversary of Empress Elizabeth of Austria's coronation. It was a Postcrossing meeting in Vienna in April. Christian wasn't at this meeting, but was able to get a card for it. And with the King Charles III coronation is tomorrow. Kind of neat to get a coronation card from somebody else, even if it was 169 years ago. Here is the stamp that Christian put on there and the beautiful cancellation mark. So thank you for getting the card and sending it on to me. All right, this is another one of life's mysteries. We have a beautiful Star Wars Cloud City card. And it is covered in Star Wars stickers. And it has a Canadian stamp, so there's a hint for me. This card was mailed in Canada to me. It has my address, but it does not have anything else on there. So I'm not sure who sent it to me. I have a guess, but I'm not 100% sure. I even looked at the writing to match it with other cards that I've received from those people. Or that person doesn't really match up very well. So if you sent me this card, I want to say thank you. You can leave your name in the comment if you did, and thank you for that. All I know is it came from Canada. Even the cancellation here, I try to get an address where it was canceled from. It's so faint and over the similar type colors in the stickers, I can't even read that to say where it was canceled from. So if it was you, thank you very much. Thank you to whoever sent it to me, and happy May the 4th to you. All right, this next one is an envelope, comes from Media in Finland. And first off, look how cute is that stamp of the child mailing the letter or collecting the mail from the mailbox. inside, she sent this card from a Meetup, which she said, this is the Meetup card for you. It's just about the same as the one that she sent as the Postcard Festival, but slightly different. So we have that one there. And she sent this Lego themed one with the donuts. She said this card is from a Lego shop in Helsinki. It's soon to be May 1st festival here. They eat these sugar donuts and at other times too. And then she says, she talks about going to another trip she has coming up. But when she sent this, it was sunny and 7 degrees out. So kind of similar to what we're having for weather today. I think it's supposed to go up a little above double digits at least later on in the day, and tomorrow for sure it will. So thank you, Media, for that. The last thing I got, this comes from Michele in England. It's an envelope, and I haven't opened it yet, so we're going to open it and find out what's inside. So inside we have a letter on this blank postcard, it looks like. Quick read, okay. So these are some postcards she wanted to send on, blank postcards that I can use as well. We got this nice cupcake one, like the shade of it, or shape of it, excuse me. It's blank, so it can go off. We have this cute bear one, also very cute. These ones here, you're going to need a small stamp. So good thing Canada produces some small stamps. And then by the time you put the address on there, there won't be much room left for a message, but that's all right. The people that I would send it to, I think they don't need to have messages all the time. We have this one, You Are Magic. Or Be Wild and Free. Maybe you collect rugs. So here's a rug or a tapestry. And there's another. And then this one, Wise Eating in Wartime. So we have a kind of a vintage style card of a book. And here's another one. This is Mushrooms Galore, a book of mushroom recipes. So for those people that enjoy cooking or novels or books, we have those. This one, oh, there's two here. This one here is from Victoria and Albert Museum. So we've got some nice pattern cards. These are all from the same place. And then, oh, this one here, Misty. We've got a comic book type cover. Misty, the Summer Special. This Misty. If you're familiar with Misty, leave me a comment and tell me all about it. I'm not familiar with Misty at all. This one here, Forest Mere in Lip Hook in Hampshire. A nice estate. Here we have some art. It's in Spain. Another here, this is the National Gallery of Scotland is where you'll find this. We have this card, which is kind of interesting because it has a stamp on it. So this may stay here, not get sent out, or maybe I'll put a stamp next to it, someone who collects Machins maybe. But it's nice, stamp's never been canceled, so someone started to write the card maybe and then forgot about it, just put the stamp on. So that's interesting. Then we have this one here. We have a black and white. Just a roadside or beachside place. And lastly, we have this one here. Le Pont de Saint-Pierre. What's depicted here in this. So thank you, Michele, for all these fantastic cards. I really appreciate it. It's nice to bolster my collection with a few other things that I can send people. Yeah, because not everybody wants postcards from the region you live in, And so it's kind of nice to get other options to send to people. So I'll appreciate that. I'll put them to good use. As you know, with my Sunday videos, I send quite a few cards out, so I will make good use of all those cards. Well, that is my amazing week of mail this week. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Tomorrow, like I said, I've got my question and answer day, so I am going to be reading your answers to the question that I sent out for April and give you a new question for the month of May. And I'm going to do that in the presence of my parents after I've watched the King's coronation. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Hopefully you guys have had a good week and have good things coming up this weekend. Have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye.